And he got his name on it. The youngest ever for Champions Cup winner today. And it's great to see as well, Richard. He played in the Atlanta LQE. Other than that, we've not seen much of him. Virtual Bundesliga, we saw him have a little run there. Nothing too much to talk about. Obviously got picked up by SK Gaming. And still to be this good, 4 or 5 months on, the only real defeat he's had is Tex.
Well, it just shows once again how hard it is actually to make events in the region that he's playing in.
And here he is early on, NRaseck, to get us underway, just 4 minutes in. And I think the interesting thing about this game is they all played their round of 32 games, but these guys have had to wait all the way to the end of play today. They've seen all the matches, all the drama.
And the thing is as well, they've been here since the start of the day because they had to play the round of 32 match this morning, first things first, and then you've had to wait, what, 8 hours, 7 hours until you're facing off in this round of 16 game right now. If you look across the board at the other quarterfinalists who have already made it, you got a fellow German in Dubsy, 3 English players, Painter, Stokes and Tex. MS Dasari, Vinny and Kurt also in the quarterfinals.
Cross into the box for Rajek. It was all the way over. No connection on it in the end, but what a game that was earlier. Speaking of Painter, he put it on Twitter, $10,000 penalty save.
Crazy.
That's how much you do earn for getting into the quarterfinal stages. Into day number 3 of the tournament, only 8 spots are there. 540 global series ranking points for getting there as well. These two, they don't really need their points unless they're looking to go up on the seeding.
Which could be very important for him. Yeah, we know how stacked the grand finals will be. We saw it last year with the group stages. Unbelievable, the amount of quality available for the 16 best Xbox and 16 best PlayStation 4 players. So if you can get a higher ranked seed and you can avoid maybe Texas group or Dasari in your group, you'll be taking that all day long. They're the two that everyone wants to avoid, in all honesty, and they're going to split up in the groups. Texas is going to be in group 1 and Dasari will be in group 2, given how the rankings are going.
And also, talk about the bracket, Richard. Kurt, he's in the quarterfinals. And also, Kurt's going to be playing against Tex tomorrow. If that's not a starter, then you got a main, potentially, of Dasari against Tex in a semi-final, if...
Not only that, but Kurt could beat Tex if he does in the quarterfinals.
Then he'll have to play maybe Mr. Dasari or one of these two.
Potentially, we've got a rogue derby in the quarterfinals as well, with Nicholas Razek and Dasari both making up that potential quarterfinal, but we can't forget about DullenMIKE. People are saying, yeah, DullenMIKE, he might have been a one-hit wonder. He might have done this, he might have done that. He's backed it up. Every single tournament that he's played in, he's made latter stages of the event, and is this going to be yet another Championship Sunday for young DullenMIKE?
He was thriving off that last time back in January, all the way in Bucharest for him as well. He brought his mum out with him. She was supporting him all along the way. She's here as well in Hamburg. And what a year it's been for this young man. There's 1,500 global series ranking points he did pick up in Bucharest, have really speeded him on to getting a grand final spot. It's already confirmed both of these two will be playing at the grand final. Something to talk about. Marcus Alonso in at left back for DullenMIKE.
Yeah, he's very tall. He's now, as soon as though Chelsea made such a good run in the Europa League, he did upgrade his road to the final foot item along with Chelsea's progression in that tournament. As you see, DullenMIKE here just creating on the edge of the box.
Ronaldo again, back to Hazard. This time at green, we'll go out for a corner in the end. And he comes straight away. Vieira's up, and Vieira will score. Beat Hullet to the air, in fact. And Patrick Vieira proved he's not just a defensive midfielder. He can get forward in the box, leap up above the rest, and bring DullenMIKE straight back into this game.
Yeah, great header there from Patrick Vieira. An early cross, yet again. Early corner, whipped into the box. Vieira, the attacking player, just getting in front of Ruud Hullet and then powering that header past the goalkeeper. Yet again, he timed it green. A lot of people say he's one of the best players for timing shots green. He was greening everything in Bucharest, and here in Hamburg, he's greening again.
Well, it's certainly worth talking about how good he was at timing his shots, timing his finishes. Speaking of NRaseck now, doesn't even need to time it. Just schooled the keeper, if anything. You can just see there, he's just got a little kind of hand warmer. Clearly something that he needs. You can just see that goal again on the replay. He waited for the goalkeeper to move, pretty much.
Waited for the goalkeeper to make the first move and then just slotted it past him, capitalised on the early, premature movement from DullenMIKE.
That's unbelievable for now. He just let the ball roll across his body, roll past Marcus Alonso as well. By that time, the goalkeeper was already shifting to one side, expecting the shot to go over.
We're talking about NRaseck. In my opinion, probably one of the most consistent players over the last 18 months. If you look at the finishes that he's had, Barcelona, console final. Manchester, console final. Amsterdam, did what he needed to do, got a grand final spot. In the grand finals itself, got out of the groups.
And of course, this year,
another console final, yeah.
That dominance. I think last year we saw it more. Wow. Kind of tricked the keeper there, and still, lucky enough for Van der Sar in net. Could get away with that one. Here comes DullenMIKE there, not too sure what was happening with the dribbling there of Cristiano Ronaldo. This is our last game of the day, last round of 16 matchup. Just waiting to find out that one more name to go into the quarterfinals. All kicking off tomorrow. They look very aggressive there. Still somehow just connected with that. Neymar. Back into Vieira, the goal scorer of DullenMIKE. A ball roll away. Cristiano Ronaldo now. He's happy to keep onto it. Turn. Eusebio play the one more into Neymar. Timed it red. On the rebound, Van Dijk was there. And it's just scooped and cleared away in the end. DullenMIKE!
This is what we're expecting from this game. Two Germans who know how each other play. They know that they're in for a game. It's not an unexpected when NRaseck scoring against you and DullenMIKE scoring against you, because you know what to expect.
Yeah, you really do indeed. Ronaldo back to Vieira. Turns back inside. One of the games that really caught my eye last year was actually at the playoffs again. Remember when he played against Gorilla? And it was a screaming battle between the two. And it was also such a huge game. That was at the playoffs last time. Gorilla, I think, clutched up right in the last minute. You saw the kind words he had to say about this player. How good defensively he believes NRaseck is.
Not only defensively as well, but with his goalkeeper, he's one of the best players, one of the best pros at moving the goalkeeper, anticipating the movement from the attacking player and reading the shots, where they're going to go.
Last chance of the game. It will fall to NRaseck. Pull it. Back to Mbappe. Fake shot. Ball roll. Down the byline if he can. Get round his man. Maldini was keen there. Slightly aggressive. Did win the ball, though. And it's the half-time.
Yeah.
Only 3 goals scored. And it's a 2-1 lead for NRaseck. I think the great thing is you've got two players. You've got DullenMIKE, who would have watched a lot of these competitions. Go back to Berlin, 2017. He wasn't old enough to compete at the time.
Even like it's 2018, he's still watching from home a lot of these tournaments because he's not of the age to compete yet.
And he's looking up to the players like NRaseck, those Germans, the Benedikt Salzors, the Megabits, the Mal Albers. And I think naturally, you know, especially this year, you can go under the radar as a top flight player that's been in that top 10. Like, for example, where we haven't seen DullenMIKE at a lot of tournaments, we haven't really spoke about him because he's not been at many tournaments, but he's the FUT Champions Cup winner. There's only 6 of them this year. Well,
you look at the top 10 and the top 15 on the Xbox, and players flying under the radar but still picking up results. NRaseck, perfect example of that. People forgot that NRaseck was already qualified for the grand finals before a ball had even been kicked at the playoffs. He'd already secured that. Goal machine, already secured that. Because they're not in every single event, people often they pass the mind. Very similar to on the PlayStation 4. Stefano Pina, perfect example of it. Because he's not in every event, people just think, oh, Pina, where's he in the rankings? Oh, he's second. He's third. Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
I think that's been the same case as well for NRaseck this year. We spoke about him so much last year. Obviously, there's been so many more events this year to try and keep up with all the players on the rankings. That was a mistake there. And luckily for NRaseck, he will just about lock back onto that. And they're so happy to pick up and clear it away. But NRaseck, for me, last year, there wasn't as many tournaments for sure, but every single tournament that was a major, he was in the console final. And he was in the conversation as one of the most dominant players. He's in the top 10. He's at the grand finals again. Back-to-back grand finalists. NRaseck. All of the Team Rogue players on Xbox are in the grand final. Goal Machine, Dasari, NRaseck. They need a PlayStation player.
You've got to say, the most dominant team in FIFA esports right now, Team Rogue.
To have come in the last year.
3 players, all made it to the grand final, all top 10 before a ball even being kicked here at the playoffs.
It's not bad at all. To have your ticket booked to the grand final before you even get there. It showed how good these guys have been this season. Only 1 goal separating them. We approach the last third of it. The last game of the day. What's been such an exciting day of FIFA. Look to chip it up there to Havertz, but wasn't really an option around him.
I think he's looking to set something up on the edge of the box here. He's looking to look for that dink, look for that little pass into feet. Now he's playing for the back post.
He's going into Danny Da Costa as far as Hullet. Mendy happy just to clear up the danger in the end. I don't know if he's just swapped over to right back for now. It looks like Dumfries will be a left back.
Actually playing with a back 4 as well, NRaseck. Dumfries, Phil and Mendy, Varane, and I think it's Sergio Ramos back there.
Happy to all go for a full-back then. A centre-back out of position. A number of pros seem to back. It does work.
Eusebio as well. No R9 in that squad.
Jens Lehmann in there for DullenMIKE. He's had a few interesting picks in his team. He had a Japanese winger. The name doesn't come to the top of my head right now. Who scored a winner for him in qualification for Bucharest. He was on the bench for him. I thought that was a nice token. I'm sure he'll be on the bench still now. Havertz as well. He's a starter in this team. In at right cam. Going to fall kindly back to Eusebio. Does take it on the volley. Hits it against the ground though, which did take a lot of the power out of the shot.
You just see how quickly he's wanting to play out from the back as well there. Not even throwing the ball out, not even kicking the ball out. Dropping it at his feet with his goalkeeper and playing the little pass into Rafael Varane.
Ball's cued by NRaseck. Time for a substitute for him. First time we've seen these two on stream. And Mbappe out this left-hand side. Approaching the closing stages of this first leg. Well, it can finish it from distance, so can Eusebio. And he played the one more pass, and then just tucked it in past the goalkeeper, Jens Lehmann, to his right-hand side, but went into the left bottom corner. And into the pause now, and NRaseck can be smiling. He's just scored a goal.
Happy right now. NRaseck, what, 15 minutes left in this first leg. If you can start to cement some sort of distance between you and your opponent right now, that's the perfect situation for you. Getting the hand warmer fully used right there. You can see that Turtle Beach headset on for both of these two players.
I think what's impressive sometimes, they wear the headphones in with the music and then the Turtle Beach on top. You've got what your music and then game sound on top. I don't know how that sounds for the pros at all, but sometimes it's just the noise cancelling as well.
Even us speaking right now, people don't like hearing that. I know Nightwatch, whenever the commentators are speaking, whenever he hears his name said, for like a split second he gets distracted, as you would. When someone says your name, you instinctively look up.
Speaking of substitutes, Richard, Johan Cruyff is on the field. An attacking change for DullenMIKE. NRaseck with another pause now.
And Modric also brought on as well. You see him tracking down there for DullenMIKE.
It looks as if Cruyff will be in that cam role. Centre cam. Havertz still at right cam on the left-hand side. It will be Mbappe. Maldini's pulled out of position. Lucky enough, Hullit's happy enough just to get back and deal with the pressure there. Needs something. Cannot afford to concede another one going into the second leg. Not too sure what NRaseck isn't happy with unless he wants to kind of take a break. Split the games up a little bit. Just under 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a few times, actually. Some players queuing pauses with not long to go left at all in the game.
If he can go into another pause with a goal, he'll be over the moon. Neymar dispossessed there by Virgil van Dijk. DullenMIKE to come forward now. And Mbappe just doesn't want to pull out and pull away. Needed that movement. You can see how many players that NRaseck has got back. Doesn't seem to be able to find a gap past anyone in this back line. Hullit, where can he go? Only as far as Ronaldo. Still needs another option behind him. Had to force that pass. Got a very fortunate bounce back off Varane. Lovely little flick on that from Johan Cruyff. Again, too slow on it. We'll win a free kick, though.
Looked like a good tackle to me. Looked like he took the ball with him. As you can see on your screen, this is DullenMIKE's point of view. It is NRaseck who is making the changes right now.
Maybe was just able to see that substitution. So little left as well. He still believes in making the change. Marcos Alonso over it. Hullit's going to just dumb it. Ronaldo to take it straight away. No, of course not. Alonso will play short to Luka Modric and straight into the top-hand corner. He backed him.
Little short free kick. Just passed off to one side for Luka Modric, who hits straight through the ball into the top bins. You can see there, just the coach, little nod to NRaseck, just saying, come on, see this game out, clutch this game up, and let's get into the second leg with some sort of advantage.
It's funny that he's backed Modric from the edge of the box. He can finish that team of the year variant.
Fantastic. Probably stats-wise, just straight on stats, the best player in the game. It's just his physical build.
Can't change.
He's not desirable.
That's why half the time you do see him as an impact sub, if that. Added time of 2 minutes. NRaseck 3 goals to 2 up still. He'll have 1 goal lead going into the second leg. DullenMIKE needed that goal. Doesn't need to concede again though. Havertz, could he be the man to cause a problem? Is that inside the box or outside? It looked tight.
I think it's just on the outside. Just.
Maldini.
But it looks like a red card.
Commit the tackle, and yep, it definitely looks like a straight red from here. It will be a straight red. Like the last man. And I think it was literally on the line, on the edge of the box. Yeah, well, just outside.
Ronaldo over it, and it's going to be Mendy over it now.
What can NRaseck do for 18 yards? Played short. Ronaldo's going to step over it. Huge block on the rebound. Is Mbappe there for a shot? Just wide.
It's full time. That's it.
That will be full time in the first leg. A free kick down the other end. I'm sure he would have wanted to recreate exactly what DullenMIKE did to get himself a goal back, but at the end of the day, he's still come out of that game with a goal up. He's still a goal up, 3-2 at this moment in time, and Dullen just making the most of what he had. Second half didn't really create much, came down to a set piece, had to make the most of it. That's exactly what he did. Yeah,
and that's exactly what he did. Let's have a look at the highlights from that game. See how NRaseck has taken a slight advantage going into the second leg. He opened the scoring just under 5 minutes. Eusebio starting, Eusebio making his mark on the game early doors.
And this was the cross that came in. It actually was the equaliser as well. Patrick Vieira happy enough to out-jump Ruud Gullit, and I think he had Neymar around him as well, just trying to intercept him. Then NRaseck will go back in front, just let the ball roll across his body, which I thought was so nice, past Marco Alonso. The goalkeeper was already moving away, and that put him 2-1 up going into the second half.
And you can see he adds to his lead right there. Eusebio again slotting past the goalkeeper.
And this was an unbelievable finish. Free kick played short. Ronaldo ran away. You're thinking, where's the ball going to end up to? Just got past to Luka Modric, 2 or 3 yards away, and he smashed it into the top-hand corner. NRaseck did get a free kick later on, but unfortunately, he could not make the most of it. Richie, this is the world's first, this is. You're going to be doing a Twitch drop to everybody at home. I know you're a fan of the pack.
I do like a pack, and you like packs as well, and that's what you're able to win right now. If you link your Twitch and your EA accounts, you can win a Prime Rare Gold Players Pack right now. Get involved.
Best of the pack pool this year?
I've recently just packed Van der Sar.
Is he playing for you?
No, he got sold straight away, but I was doing the Vieira SBC.
Oh, okay.
And
so you use Vieira then?
Yeah, Vieira. Prime Vieira plays for me.
How was he for you?
Van der Sar got sold.
Van der Sar got sold?
He does a job. He's in there next to...
Because obviously you get a taste of what pros can use. Obviously not the full team, but you get one of their players.
Yeah.
Is he that good?
Vieira's a bit of a unit, to be honest, in midfield. Playing next to Team of the Season, Thiago Mendes, if you're interested. Good player. Fitting your team, actually.
No, that's sure Andy Carroll would get on with him, but that's another conversation for another day. Into this second leg now. As you said, make sure you link your Twitch account with your EA account and you can get some of those rewards. Flicked into the box, flicked into the back post, and even before I can blink, there is a goal in this game. NRaseck again, starting well, just minutes in.
Perfect start. That's 2 games in a row where he's made the instant impact in this game. Back post cross. Ronaldo over him like Peter Crouch in his prime. Lovely header over the goalkeeper. That's what Ronaldo's all about.
No chance at all there for Maldini. That's why Ronaldo can be pushed out slightly wider. He's rocking a 4-2-3-1. A red reward as well.
I mean, at least some of us get the feeling of using a red Ronaldo.
Goal 2 players clutch up some of these rewards. The very rare.
Yeah.
1 in a million.
It's not from me.
Pull it now. Pause cued early on by NRaseck. He's a fan of breaking up the play, even in a winning position. Loves to adapt, loves to constantly change. Maybe it's just those small breaks that really help him out. Cross came into the box there. Van der Sar was needed to just punch that one away.
And I'm intrigued by this pause early doors. If we can get the POV of Nicolas Razek, let's jump over to that to see what change he's making, because he had 3 different pauses. 2 in the end of the first leg, 1 early doors in this second leg. I'm intrigued to see what he's changing with that, if it's a formation, if it's an already set up custom tactic, whether it's defensive, ultra defensive. What's the changes being made?
And this early on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 11 minutes in. Yes, you've scored after 4 minutes. You've got a 2-goal advantage. Is there a plan when you go 2 goals up on aggregate that he changes to frustrate his opponent? We're not too sure. Tried to chip that up on the volley. Actually go to the opposite corner as well, but the shot was not even timed by DullenMIKE.
This is DullenMIKE's point of view. Right now, Razek is making changes. 2 goals down is DullenMIKE. He clearly feels he's got the game to be able to play. And it's just I think a fullback change. I think Danny Da Costa being brought on right there. It is Ferland Mendy off, the more attacking of the fullbacks, and Danny Da Costa on. I like that. Clearly sees he's susceptible to a back post cross. Now he's 2 goals up as well. Maybe DullenMIKE's going to be more sort of... falling back on his laurels a little bit and going to that El Tornado back post cross, going to the meta.
Yeah,
I like that change.
It's a really interesting change. Danny Da Costa on after 15 minutes. Mendy, he gets subbed off. That's 1 pause wasted, though. Clearly, there's a reason behind it. Extra height in at left back. Dumfries in at right back. What's on the other side? The only player I've actually seen use Marcos Alonso in this tournament that's been on stream, in DullenMIKE. Lovely turn by Neymar.
Yeah, lovely spin.
Can he find an option? Ronaldo will hit it. And that's what Cristiano Ronaldo can do in any game.
Cannot give him the room on the edge of the box. The spin. Give him a little bit of space, and then that drive.
You need those to go in. When you're not creating many chances and you're going to take a risk from outside of the box. Yes, these players can finish from that far out, but you're also up against some unbelievable goalkeepers as well. If you're going to take that risk, it has to go in. And lucky enough for DullenMIKE, he just flew into the back of the net, though. And the time green finish, that's what helps it.
Time green.
Fly straight into the back of the net.
Get yourself over the ball. Put your laces through it. Smashed into the bottom left corner.
Goal for the visitors.
And just like that, this game tightens up once more. A chance to play against MS Dasari in the quarter-finals. At the moment, it will be NRaseck joining his teammate.
Imagine that, 2 teammate clashes in the quarter-finals. Team Rogue and Team Rebel. Who would have called that?
Eusebio into Hullet now. Can he find the overlapping runner? Mbappe was off. He did commit with Danny Da Costa in at right back. Committed to move out of position. Jens Lehmann, his goalkeeper choice.
Very similar to what I saw Nightwatch doing there at the ECL.
Lovely turn back inside. Eusebio's in there, and Eusebio will meet the header once again. I've not seen a shot that hasn't been timed green from DullenMIKE. They just seem to fly in the back of the net.
So he played it short from the goalkeeper, and then as soon as he got it short, it was a long punt. Over the top through ball, all the way down the line, full power. It enabled his right cam and his left cam to really push on and squeeze up the pitch. And that's where Eusebio's come from there. He's coming off the back post as that ball's being pumped 75 yards, 80 yards up the field. If people are watching right there and you're on weekend league right now, get that tried. Play short with your defender, with your goalkeeper to your right back, to your left back. LBY, L1 triangle, all the way down the line. See if you can have some success.
Yeah, just make sure you're playing the right formation, ensuring you're going to get a player on down the wing as well that has got the attributes. You might not be lucky enough to use some of these players.
Tweet me when you do it, so I know if it works.
Could be the start of a tutorial scheme with you. Marcos Alonso now. Down to Eusebio. He was the goal scorer of the equaliser. Thinking to himself now, did I need to make that change? Because, to be honest, the crosses that's come in.
Threat in Mendy.
He hasn't been able to meet. I know they're coming from the left-hand side where Da Costa is in use.
Do you know what it is as well? There's so much pressure on the back post cross, but sometimes when Ronaldo's at that back post, you can have anybody there and they're simply not going to win the header. The reason you put in a Danny Da Costa at right back and a Dumfries at left back, or whoever it might be, the tall defender of your choice, is to stop Mbappe winning a header, to stop Messi winning a header. The players who, yes, are good in the air, but should be beaten by a good, solid defender. Ronaldo and probably Eusebio to a degree, they're still going to beat tall defenders in the box. That's just the simple facts.
It's just the moral of the story. 8 goals between these two. German powerhouse is over from the Xbox. Both are already in the E-World Cup final. Positioned actually next door to each other in the rankings. Position 8 and position 9. DullenMIKE looking for another one now. That's twice now. I did say he timed everything green. The last 2 shots, all headers, have been timed yellow. Maybe he's just getting a little bit too excited and rushing them.
That's a tough one to green, though, that as well. The distance that he's passed it into him. It's audacious to even try and time that, to be honest. I'm wondering if NRaseck were going to do the same there and play short and play long, but he's decided just to keep hold of the ball. Rafael Varane. No Van Dijk in NRaseck's team. Quite interesting. One of the only players not to use Big Verge.
Once again, whipped into the box. Ronaldo is there off the post. So close for NRaseck. That's what he was looking for. He was in acres of space. Cristiano Ronaldo. 9 times out of 10, you're going to back him.
Could he brought that down? He had that much time. He had that much time.
It's muscle memory, isn't it? He's
just pressing B as soon as it's coming in, yep.
That was in the attacking sense there. Thought it could have been some sort of penalty. I was daydreaming.
This is a chance, though. Last kick of the game, really, in this first half.
Could be a chance to get a goal as well. It's going to fall to Ronaldo. Bit of goalkeeper movement just a little bit to the right. And a huge tackle in there in the end for Eusebio. That will take us into half-time. 4-4 the score. NRaseck's pinching himself right now. How have I not scored that chance with Cristiano Ronaldo? Didn't time it. That's one thing. And also, as you said, could he have just had a little touch? Got it down and just finessed it into the right hand
I think everyone shoots there, but obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing. And I'm not sure if it had been clattered by the goalkeeper, if it had taken a touch there and the goalkeeper had walked away with the ball, but you see right here, 45 minutes left in this second leg. 4 apiece. It's been end-to-end FIFA right now. NRaseck making changes again in his team.
So both players don't show us too much of their emotions until they get to the latter stage. We saw in certain games, I think it was NRaseck against Sami Lumi from France in Manchester last year, which was
one of the craziest games I've ever seen.
Battle. I'm sure if Sami's listening, French professional FIFA player, it was an end-to-end game. He's playing for Millennium at the time. Obviously, NRaseck might have been at Bochum or a free agent. It was I score, you score, and it just turned into a shouting match.
I think you were a free agent at the time. No longer the case, though.
Did get to a stage, though, he's going around clubs. You know, he went to Bochum for a bit, free agent for a very long time. Then Team Road came, and it was the perfect move. They didn't just make one big move. They picked up the Sari just before the playoffs last year and added to their roster in goal machine, too. As we said, all three of them are in the World Cup final. It's not been a bad season for that organisation. DullenMIKE now. Can he lead for the first time in this matchup? Ronaldo to do so.
Tell you what, that goalkeeper movement there, again, not too over-aggressive.
Straight into the box. Seen them time green. There's anything to go by, but I've been so impressed with Eusebio in the air.
Yep.
He's winning everything.
He's unbelievable, Eusebio. With the jump in, with the heading accuracy. There's a reason that I big him up so much.
Mbappe. Is he looking for that finesse? Oh, went low driven near the front post.
Yeah, went near post, didn't he?
Played short, expect that. Simple cross, flick up into the box. Well, it was there. Da Costa was able to do something. He's been a starter for DullenMIKE, wasn't subbed on, like the case for NRaseck. Vieira, that's going to fall kindly back to him. Are you going to take that chance with Vieira? The just touch was off slightly.
Yeah, if that's any other player right there, that's a reason for Luka Modric right there. Because if you got Modric on the edge of the box, just seeing the name at the bottom of the screen and knowing the stats that he possesses, you probably hit that with instead. But because you've got Patrick Vieira,
just like get rid of it.
You're reluctant. You're reluctant. You're wanting to pass it to a better attacking player.
Once again, Dullen looking for that cross. He's done it a few times now. He has had success of it. That's a perfect example. Once again, everything just seems to be flicked up in the air. He's looking for those volleys. As we like to call them, the Ajax Danny volley. In from the left or in from the right. Timing it green.
He was the one that sort of made it famous, but it's very much known globally now that the volleys, whether they're dinked up or scooped up yourself, are strong. They will fly past the goalkeeper if on target and the goalkeeper not moved correctly.
That's the first pause we've really seen from Dullen across these two legs. Let's see if the Japanese winger is on that bench still. He was on the bench in Bucharest, so it'd be incredible to see if he's kept loyal to him or there's a bronze benching superstition going on from Dullen on the changes that he will make. It's quick changes for him. Modric on. And will it be the same change he made last time? Johan Cruyff, is he backing him still? Yes, he is. The Dutch icon. Quite interesting. We saw Cruyff at the beginning of the year for Champions Cup #1.
He's one of the players that pre-team of the season, in the team. Post-team of the season,
NRaseck. Oh, NRaseck. So good. You can make all the changes you want, Dullen, he's saying. But it just takes a few seconds for him to go down the other end. There's nothing fancy about that at all. Just slowed it down completely. Close control dribbling. Just to move around, just to pivot around Hullet, and then straight into the right-hand corner.
It's not even that. There's one word to describe that goal. Composure. Just keeping your head inside the box, not rushing your chances. You saw the manual tackling. DullenMIKE is there, is lunging about.
For NRaseck, all he had to do was just slow it down and dribble all around his defender, which at the time was Hullet. Let's not forget, he scored from one of these.
Same again.
DullenMIKE. Will it be the exact same free kick? Played short. Ronaldo this time. He's so good from a set piece. So unpredictable. And once again, yes, it's timed perfectly.
You can see a little bit of frustration there from Nicolas NRaseck because he's getting back in the game and he's conceding from set pieces. He's conceding goals that it feels like he's getting hard done by. I didn't actually know what the foul was for on the edge of the box.
I didn't even see that run as well from Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought he was going to play to the man next to him, which
that
I
were
think was
retro,
Luka Modric.
a retro free kick, that one. You let your man run over the ball and then you play it to him.
Just like that, we're back at 5-5. And we're edging our way to extra time again. NRaseck! He can shake his head all he wants. He is back in front, but can he hold on to this now?
End-to-end FIFA right there. NRaseck straight from kick-off, coming at him, hitting him hard. Jens Lehmann, nothing he can do about it.
Danny da Costa even tried to stretch out a leg, and it wasn't enough.
And now the pressure put back on DullenMIKE.
Can DullenMIKE reply one more time? If you're wondering what they're all playing for as well, 2 spots were up for grabs for the final. The FIFA E World Cup final. As we know, Zidane was praying and hoping that he was going to do enough. He's still got to wait and see if he is able to make those FIFA E World Cup finals. Alongside one more spot. As we know, Tas and Rafsu are in the mix now. They're in the conversation. DullenMIKE! Over the keeper. Keeper pretty much fell to the ground, left one hand waving in the air. The ball just flew straight past it. NRaseck must be scratching his head right now. What can I do just to stay in front of this game?
The frustration building and building. I didn't know if we were going to pass it, because he had that man that he could have squared it, he could have sweaty goaled it, but instead back to Ronaldo and
he
just
backed himself.
Hit high over the goalkeeper. Nothing Van der Sar can do about that one. And we're back to square one.
Dullen has not led in the game, though. That's important to know. Dullen has not led once this game. He's always been chasing this matchup. It's been NRaseck kind of dictating the way that he's been playing. He's been going in front. The run of play's been all about him. He's always been leading by a goal or two. Just can't seem to hold on to it. If he can score now, 9 minutes to hold on to it.
Oh, yeah.
What a block that was, Maldini.
He shot with Mbappe. It wasn't time, but he also could have played it one more. A little back heel right there. Could have been very, very effective for him.
Just 7 minutes left. A potential winner for one of these 2 grand finalists. They're already in the grand final. Retrospectively, 8th and 9th. On the Xbox rankings, playing to face against MS Dasari tomorrow in day 3 of the competition here in Hamburg. Will it be his teammate, NRaseck? Will it be DullenMIKE having another last laugh over the fellow German?
Will it be extra time needed to get to that stage? As it stands, 6-6, NRaseck looking to create the last chance of this game.
We've seen players in this position, though, Richard, that will happily just go to extra time. They keep the ball now. Alternatively, smash and grab, go out for it. You're going to get the last chance of the game. It will be NRaseck with the last chance of the game. He's clutched up in moments like this before. We need everything to be perfect. Well, this is it. Can he show us here in Germany? His own home country. One final chance to face up against MS Dasari tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Neymar, in it goes, in the air. Oh, the power was taken out of it.
That's going to be extra time needed.
And we are going to be going to extra time, just like that. 30 more minutes will be needed to try and separate these 2. We have no idea where this game is going to go. 6-6 the score. Still level.
Honestly,
12 goals.
Nothing to separate these 2 whatsoever. It's been nip and tuck all the way through, and it's going to require an additional 30 minutes of FIFA to try and find a winner to take that final spot in the last 8 in the quarterfinals going into Championship Sunday. We've got 7 players already there tomorrow, a few of which hoping to clutch up and secure the pivotal last couple of spots available for the FEWC Grand Finals.
Yeah, most definitely. And as you said, some of those matchups, NSE Vinny against Dubsy, Painter against Stokes, the All Rebel FC quarterfinal, Kurt against F2 Tex. What a game that's been. We've been waiting for that all season. a huge Xbox matchup like that. As we know, Emis Dasari is in the quarterfinals. He'll be waiting for one of these two. Somewhere in the studio. The question is, will he just be facing up against his teammate?
Well, with DullenMIKE.
Could he be leading for the first time in this matchup? You saw the idea, we saw it too. It's going to fall kindly back to Mbappe. Get rid of that. So composed.
He's rolled his luck there a little bit as well. Trying to play out from the back. It's that rebound, we've seen him before go absolutely anywhere.
Neymar, little scoop up to Ronaldo, the man you'd want in the box. Unfortunately, though, on that occasion, trying to be the supplier. Johan Cruyff, obviously a favoured sub for Dullen, was introduced in, what about the 60th minute?
Not really sure if NRaseck's got a few changes left to make on his bench. It was a Danny Da Costa change early doors.
So you do have Havertz, that right cam for NRaseck, who's making that run just at the bottom of your screen now. A chance to be in the quarterfinals of the competition. Neymar back to goal, into Mbappe on the half turn. Can he finesse it? Tried to. Marcus Alonso said no thank you, just stuck out a knee.
I think it's getting saved anyway. The goalkeeper movement read the finesse shot to that side of the goal.
Neymar to Mbappe. Havertz, lovely turn. Trying to turn away from danger. Lovely opportunity, surely. He's going to put it away, and that's exactly what he does. But can he hold on to it now, Richard? For a 7th time of asking.
I think that shake of the head right there, he knows that his goalkeeper movement wasn't great there. Because I'm just not really sure where he's going with it right there.
Worked it so well in the space, but it's one of them goalkeeper movement. You've got to commit one way. You've got to time it well, and you've got to commit to one way you're going to go.
I just feel like sometimes, if you don't move the goalkeeper, it can work for you. It can be beneficial for you.
In certain situations, definitely. Because you are just affecting, as I always say, that natural position of the goalkeeper. If it's a basic shot. Mbappe, little scoop. This is the chance to go 2 ahead. Jens Lehmann was the saviour there. Took it out the air with both hands. See the amount of shots and chances registered between the two. 15 shots for DullenMIKE.
And again, NRaseck leading in this game. Will DullenMIKE do as he has done several times already, answer back to the call? He's got 15 minutes left to play.
He's got 15 minutes to hold out this result, but I'm sure if we look at all the goal times, Richard, of these two games, there's probably not been more than 15 minutes when a goal hasn't gone back in from DullenMIKE. He's been so quick to reply, and it was something you touched upon earlier. If you're in a game when your opponent's just going to keep on scoring, you have to keep up. You have to keep up. You have to be replying goal after goal. If it starts getting to a 2-goal advantage, 3-goal advantage, that's when you start
so it
losing.
slips away
that's
from you.
Players like Tex, they take advantage of that.
Yep.
And they won't stop scoring. For example, against DullenMIKE, 12-1 in Swiss. Early cross into the box, Ronaldo was there. Varane went to the ground, but still managed to get something on that. Our last 15 minutes of gameplay from today. And we've seen all of the round 32 matches and all of the round of 16 games, each match individually. The final 16 players, some of them, their season came to an end. For others, they already were in the World Cup, but went out in Swiss. There has been a number of shocks here in Hamburg, and I'm sure the stories will just continue to develop tomorrow with some of the names still in the competition.
And realistically, this is only half of the playoffs going to be completed in Hamburg. We've got another 3 frantic days in Berlin, in which we're going to crown 16 PlayStation 4 finalists.
Here's Neymar. This is the chance for NRaseck to extend his lead now. You can see the gaps appearing at the back. Oh, he tried to finesse him. Jens Lehmann just did enough again. That was the chance. There was gaps there. There was holes to exploit. DullenMIKE's defence. Just under 5 minutes now. Has he got that mature side to his game to recycle possession to be smart.
You don't really have much on right there. Modric, really good running though.
$10,000 game this is. You win this, you guaranteed $10,000 all the way across, and that should be game, set, and match. NRaseck knows it as well. Been waiting for this breathing space across the two legs. In extra time, he's had to wait for it. And I think that one could be the nail in the coffin for DullenMIKE. 8-6 overall. Keeper came out, the keeper committed. And I think it was Maldini in there and just kept him onside. And they've been finished anyway.
And they've been trading shots all game long. Have DullenMIKE and NRaseck, and it's that killer blow. The final haymaker that NRaseck has delivered, 118th minute, to set up that all-rogue matchup in the quarterfinals.
They want to make it a little bit difficult for himself there, didn't they? Just smashed it against Ronaldo. Added time of 2 minutes. Dullen will not stop. He'll still look for another goal here. Never say never attitude from him. Modric into Ronaldo, just snapped to the shot. There's a block anyway coming in from Varane. He's 10 seconds away, just over, from ensuring he will be up against his teammate tomorrow, of all people, in the quarterfinals. Our last quarterfinal confirmed, our last 8 in the competition. It's all set for a fantastic championship Sunday tomorrow. And congratulations, NRaseck.
And this is one you do not want to miss.